Live Trader Showcase for December. It's the last one for the year. It's a quarterly event where we feature expert traders to bring you training and insights and techniques from 20 expert traders. We have prizes that we're giving away thanks to our wonderful speakers. Surprise interviews. We're calling them hot take interviews. I think you're going to love that. Please check out tradersexclusive.com where we regularly post articles and video clips with valuable trading tips and techniques. And that's also where you're going to find recordings. Yes, we are recording. Before we get started, I need to share our quick disclaimer. Of course, you know this, but it's required that we say it out loud. You should carefully consider whether trading is suitable for you in light of your circumstances, knowledge, and financial resources. You may lose all or more of your initial investment. Opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change at any time. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results.
What should a new trader focus on as they get started? That's another simple one. The KISS approach. Excuse me. Keep it simple, for goodness sakes. Keep it simple. You know, there's all kinds of indicators. There's all kinds of charts out there. There's all sorts of things you can do to a chart to complicate a chart. And there's 101 things that you can do that just makes confusion. And what it ends up doing, and it makes you second guess your trade. Honestly, all I trade with, and I'm quite successful, okay? What we focus on is doubling our account, whether it's a $5,000 account or a $40,000 account, doubling it in 12 months. And we simply follow the trend, candlesticks, a few proven setups, and we learn to accept losses, small losses. Now, we have to accept the bigger ones, but we don't like those. Keep the losses small and accept them.
I often get the question from new traders what they should focus on as new traders. And I think the most valuable thing to focus on is creating a good plan for trading. The last thing, in my opinion, that somebody wants to do is jump into the markets because they've got money to trade. Having a plan means making sure that you know what your trading goals are before you even start trading. You select a style that meets and matches your personality. You choose markets that you're interested in, comfortable with. You develop entry and exit strategies using indicators and tools that are proven. That's one of the most important pieces. You manage your risk. You know exactly how much you're willing to put towards trading, how much you're willing to put into a single trade, and if you lose money, how much are you willing to lose before it's time to exit that trade. Keep good records, backtest what you're doing, refine, review, and refine again. At the end of the day, the best thing for a new trader to do is have and create a plan.
And I also have one more for you, and then we're going to get started. Let's see. This one is awesome.
Hi, this is Dan Passarelli. Do I have any trader mindset tips to share? And the answer is yes. It's really important to be in the right mindset when you're trading. And everyone handles it a little bit of a different way. Some people will meditate. Some people will have some internal dialogue with themselves beforehand, maybe a self-pep talk. Some people will just get into what they call the zone. But what these things all come down to are a few things. One is a positive attitude, and not a positive attitude saying, oh, I know I'm going to win on this trade, but focusing on the things that you can control. A positive attitude that, yes, I understand trading, I might make money, I might lose money, but here's where I have an edge, and here's what my trading plan is going to be. That's really the clearest mindset. And in order to do that, we can do things like, again, having that internal dialogue, saying, okay, before I make this trade, what are some of the things that I need to focus on? What are my steps? And does this trade actually meet that criteria? Just go through your process. And, you know, some of the best traders that I know, in fact, all of the best traders that I know, or at least all of the traders that I know who have ever been successful, they actually tend to be fairly humble people, to have a lot of humility. And why? Because the market always has that ability to knock you down a peg, and just respecting the market and how it's really not necessarily man versus market, but man versus man versus himself. That is the power to having the right mindset in trading. Hope that helps. Dan Passarelli, Trade Smart.
And all profits are good. I think that's a great mindset to have. All profits are good. And you don't have to hit home runs to be a trader, a successful trader. When I do coaching with people, one thing I learn, not from everybody, not everyone's the same, but one thing I learned from a lot of people is, you know, they're looking for these 100% gains because they think that's what they have to have. The truth is, I rarely have 100% gains. Rarely. The truth is, if I have 100% gain and I tell you 100% gain, I would ask me to prove it to you. That's how rare I have 100% gains. And I love the concept of doubling your money. So, but you don't need to do that with 100% gain. So I'm all about taking profits into strength. And so the biggest mindset is simply, you just do not have to have those monstrous gains to make money in the market. And in fact, I think if you don't have the education, the technique, if you don't have the time under your belt, you're just not. It's just not going to happen, and you're going to spin your wheels trying to get there, and you're just going to keep crashing the plane, and the plane can only crash so many times, and then you're done trading. So, yeah, that would be the thing right there.
So today we have John Thomas, Norman Hallett, Marina Villatoro, Melissa Armo, Jeff Tompkins, Jason Allen Jankowski, and Rick Sadler. I want to tell you about our sponsors for December: Market Taker Mentoring, Hit and Run Candlesticks, Vantage Point Software, and Mumu. We really appreciate their sponsorship. Rick Sadler is with us, and he's going to talk about Flagship strategies and setups. In 35 years of trading, he's created several successful strategies for trading the markets. The goal is always to double the account in 12 months. The strategies he's going to review are: 1, the pinball strategy; 2, the rounded bottom breakout strategy; and 3, the 3/8 trap strategy, with the goal always being double the account in 12 months. So thank you, Rick.
Hi, my name is Rick Sadler. I'm the founder and the owner of Hit and Run Candlestick, and I want to welcome you to the Hit and Run Candlesticks trading group. In our system, I am Hit and Run Candlesticks. We also have right way options, and we also have BYOB. Day trading is what that is. I'm more of a swing trader, short-term swing trader, and Doug Campbell over here with right way options he gets in deep in the woods with options, but he's swing trade, position trade, longer term trader, but more deep in the woods with options. I'm pretty simple with options. Just simply trade directional calls and puts, and probably 99% of my trades are options, unless they're cheap stock, and then I'll just buy the stock in it. Okay, so I do love questions. I've got the little question thing up here. I've got 7 or 8 boring slides to show you, and we'll get through those, and then let's look at some charts, and I would like to share a few things with you. So anyway, thank you so much for having me, Sherry. By the way, I know you've been doing this for 2 days now. You sound a little tired. I hope you get some rest. Okay, you take care. All right, let's see if I know how to get this thing. Uh-oh, what just happened to my questions? Uh-oh, I just deleted something. Dang. Oh well, let's get going here. There we go. We need to do this silly disclaimer thing, okay? I think the middle part is the most important. Investing in trading involves significant financial risk. No, it's a lot of financial risk, okay? And it's not suitable for everybody. And we just need to just fess up to that. Not everybody is a trader. Not everybody is a doctor, and not everybody is a bricklayer. So you've got to know, if you're cut out for it. You have to know. Here's something I share with members all the time. I think mathematicians and engineers have the toughest time trading. Absolutely have the toughest time trading. And the reason is because 2 + 2 does not equal 4 in stock trading. And that will drive a mathematician and engineer absolutely up the wall, because to them, well, 2 + 2 is supposed to equal 2 + 2 is supposed to equal 4. Hey, I apologize, I forgot to get my crayons up and running here, so give me about 1, 2, 3 seconds. Put pause on that, and then do that, and I'm good now. All right, so let's here. I'm going to start with this right away. Yes, you can double your account, and that is what I want to talk about today. We're going to look at some charts. We're going to look at our flagship strategies, the 3 that Sherry shared, and probably a few more as well. But I want to tell you, you can double your money in your account. I'm also going to tell you that it's easier to double a small account than it is a big account, which I know a lot of people that comes to a surprise. I've doubled many of smaller, when I say smaller accounts, we're talking like $5,000 accounts, okay? You can double it. Now that may not sound like very much to you. It might not sound very much to you, but I want you to think about something, okay? Here's what I want you to think about. If you have $5,000 and you double it to 10 the first year, and the second year you double that, you see where I'm going with this? All right. If you think you can turn $5,000 in 1 year into big money, some people do. All right, it happens. All right. The odds, not so good for you though. Not gonna lie to you. But if you take it like this, yes, and I'm gonna show you how to get there. I'll show you as much as I can today in the time that I have. This class that we're putting on, we're going to go into great detail on that. This is Saturday the 16th. Anyway, we can talk more about that later. Let's figure out how to get out of here. This is always my problem with this. Okay. Well, I guess I could do it like this too, couldn't I? Yeah. Okay. So I want to talk about the charts that I use. Very simple charts. I am a chartist. Yes, I am. I follow Candlesticks. I think Candlesticks about the best things ever since sliced bread. I think they tell you what other people are doing, and you can trade using that when you know what other traders are doing. But be careful, because they can see what you're doing as well, okay? And very simple chart, nothing fancy here. And I am having a tough time here today. I apologize. Let's see if I can get this back real quick. There it is. It's back now. So I want to point out a couple of things here. This dark black line here, this is called the T line. It's the 8 exponential moving average. This is something that I discovered quite a few years ago. And honestly, that right there, that black line is what kept me in trading, and thank goodness. Otherwise, I would have had to quit trading and maybe be a bricklayer or Walmart greeter, or maybe a doctor. I don't know. This dark blue line, that's the 50 period moving average. This dark red line, that's the 200 period moving average. This blue dotted line is the 50 exponential. I keep it light and tight and real quiet. And this here is a line that I've kind of created, just like I created the T line years ago. And it is the 200 period moving average with some twists and turns in it. And I find it extremely useful. We can talk about that more if anyone wants to know later. What did I just do? What in the world did I just do? Okay, there we go. Like I say, this has been a crazy day for me. This is my T2123 chart. I use TC2000. This is very important to me. And this is the chart, but what I really look for and look at is right down here, okay? I use this indicator. It's called T2123. All it does is measure basically what the broad market is doing, okay? And I only use a 15-minute time frame and a 60-minute time frame. The majority of my trades all come off the daily chart, but I find that the 15-minute and 60-minute chart on T2123 work very, very well with the daily chart here. Okay, but this is what one of my charts look like that I share with members. It's this other chart here. This is my main trading chart right here. Okay, this right here is my favorite all-time chart. I'm gonna say that again. This is my favorite all-time chart. Let me share why. Okay, notice there's no candlesticks on there though. Notice there's no price on there. Because I think sometimes while I love candlesticks, what happens is we get all wound up over it's a hammer, or it's a bullish engulf, or it's a shooting star, it's a morning star. We get all wound up over that and we forget about what is the most important thing of all. And I do believe this is the most important thing of all. And that is the trend. The trend is the most important thing of all. It's not price action. I love price action. Please, I'm not trying to discount it. I love candlesticks. I'd be lost without them. But the trend is the most important thing at all to make money. You could trade the best candlestick. Let's stick with bullish, okay? You can trade the best candlestick bullish pattern in the world. If your trend is down, the chances of that working out are slim to none. On the other hand, you could take that exact same pattern that you think is good, and you can put it in a bullish trend, and you could make money. So don't fight the trend. The trend is your friend. And right here, I think that is the best chart in the world. Let me explain these three moving averages right here. Whoops, there we go. The yellow one up there, this is the 3 exponential moving average. This white one is that T-line, 8 exponential moving average. And these green dots right here, this is what we call the trendicator. Now, if I tell you what it is, I'm going to have to kill you. If I tell you what it is, I'm going to have to come hunt you down, and we're going to have to talk about it because I can't let you be giving that away. That's a load of crap right there, by the way. That right there is simply the 17 exponential moving average. All 3 of those moving average help me put the trend together. There is not a single moving average here that you have to have on your chart. You could pick any 3 moving averages you want, as long as they are within your circle of trading, and you could use those. There's not an indicator, there's not a moving average, there's nothing on a chart that is magic. What is magic is how consistently you use it, okay? That's the magic, not the indicator. These aren't magic, it's just the way I use them. It makes them magic, and it's a consistency, okay? All right, I want to share this with you for anyone that's out there floating around our website. You get an email from us or anything like that. We send out free trade email alerts every night. So after this here, I will do a short 2 to 3 minute video there might be 1, 2, or 3 trades on it. And if you are registered to receive that email, if we have approval to send you an email, you'll get it. It'll be a video. You'll see the setup, the targets. I do this 3 to 5 times a week. The reason I don't do it 5 times a week is sometimes I'm tired and sometimes it gets too late. But I do get it out 3 to 5 times a week. We also have a free app that you have access to. If anybody is interested, you'll get 1 to 3 alerts per day. An example is TSN. We set up one yesterday. Last time I looked at it, it was rocking pretty good today. TSN here. Now, the members, if you are a member of Hit and Run Candlesticks, you're going to get the same alert, sort of, kind of. This is what you'll get. TSN is setting up if the market cooperates, simple as that. If you're a member, and if we buy the chart, you will get confirmation that we're buying it. I will say something like, hey, I'm buying XYZ. You'll get more about the setup, you'll get the stock price if it's a stock. If it's an option, you'll get the month strike price, and any questions you might answer that, okay? Yes, you can double your account. And let me tell you something, there's a lot of people out there that double their account. There's not just one or two people in the world. There's a lot of people. Why double your account? I want to share something with you. My goal is to double my account every year, and every year I always start with a new number usually. And it's because it's a challenge, it's fun. Right now I'm working two accounts. One that started in March at $100,000. Now it's not really a small account, that's kind of a big account. But it started at $100,000. It's about 175 right now. And I'm pretty sure I'll have it doubled by March of 2024. I'm not worried about it. I have another account there right now that started at $5,000, which is not my account. It is a family member's that I am trading. And I'm about 1,200 bucks from doubling it. And it started, I don't know, 5-6 months ago. So again, I'm all about this right here. Let me get my pencil out. Let's go to a pen and let's go to blue. I'm all about saying $5,000. I want to double that account if that's what you're starting with. So all I want to do is make 10,000 at the end of the year. Now, boy, that's hard to write on. What's wrong with my mouse here? Oh, there it goes, a little better. Now, I want to share something with you that might blow you away. It might even turn some people off. I have absolutely no desire to make more money than double. Zero. I have zero desire to turn $5,000 into $10,100. Now that may blow some people away. Why wouldn't you want to do that? One of the big killers of a trader is being too damn greedy. That's what it is. Just too doggone greedy. Where in the world are you going to double your money in a legal manner? In a legal manner, and why would we complain about it, and why would we want more money? There's no reason. Now I want to share a story with you about it's been 5 years now. 5 years ago, I talked to my friend Doug Campbell, Right Way Options. He's partner on our Right Way Options, and he is an option expert. And I've never traded an option until then, never. Well, Doug, I said, Doug, please help me out here. Show me about options. He says, Rick, because of your ability to pick direction and time the market, he says, I think you should stick with some very simple option technique. Just simply trade directional puts and calls. Okay, so he showed me what to do. I did it. I haven't looked back yet. It was probably the best thing I've ever done, and absolutely fabulous. I love it. Okay, well, in that year, I also discovered that I had some cancer issues and went through cancer treatment, all that kind of crap and everything. But in that year, what I did with that, I focused on it. I had to take some time off work to get some things done, but I could still trade a little bit. And I started with a $5,000 account. I remember what I said, I have no desire to make $10,100, zero desire. This was an experiment, and I learned something that blew me away. If you follow the rules and you stick with your rules and you scale, if you scale but stick with your rules, what happened to me in 1 year, I'm going to say 80,000, but it was just short of that. It was like 78,000 or something. Okay. No, I'm sorry. I said 1 year. I lied to you. It was like 16 months. 16 months turned 5,000 bucks into $80,000. I had no desire to make more than $10,000. What I didn't realize, I did not realize this, that if you just stick with your goal and keep trading your goal and you scale appropriately and you stick with a solid technique or techniques, that you won't have a problem then doubling your money. Okay. Now, I will say this, market condition plays a part. If the market is choppy and crappy, you know what? You might not double your money. But if you made 75%, is anybody going to complain? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. But this makes for a great goal. And in a good market, you can do more than that. And that's just what we've done here. Here's what I'm doing right now. I talked about a small account that I'm working with and then a bigger account that I'm working with, and they're both on track to double your money. So how hard is it to double your money? Try this out for size. If you have a $1,000 account, do you know that all you have to do is make $23.80 a week to double your money? Now I want that to sink in for a second. $23.80. But you know that somebody with a $1,000 account, you know what they want to do? They want to go out there and they want to take their $1,000 and they want to turn it into $20,000 because they got some smoking salesman that said that they could do that. No, you're not going to do that. Okay, so get over it. You're not going to do that. Work with your goals. If you have a $2,500 account and all you've got to do is $59 a week, $59.50 a week to double your account in 12 months. $5,000. All you've got to do. This is all you have to do. You do not need to do any more. So what happens here is when we're in a trade and then I reach my goal, maybe, I take, let's make this into a pen so we're not messing with it. I reach my goal, I'll take half of the trade off the table and then we can let the other half move up higher. My number one goal is not to make more money. My number one goal is to make my goal. A $10,000 account. $10,000 account to double it, all you've got to do is $238 a week. The only difference between somebody with $1,000 doubling their account and a $10,000 and you're doubling your account is scaling. That's all it is. This guy here probably can't buy Netflix. Sorry, you're not going to do it. This guy here could probably buy Netflix. This guy here can't buy Apple. This guy could probably buy Apple. This guy right here, that guy right there, maybe he can buy one contract of Apple, maybe two. This guy can buy 3 or 4. That's scaling. $20,000 account, all you've got to do is $476 a week. That's it. Don't worry about making more money. Just do that. Just double it. I'll bet you $100 bill, you'll be happy. I'll be happy, happy, happy. Be very happy, okay? Right? I'm gonna share a link. I don't know how to do it. I can't even see your questions now. I've messed up something on the chart here. So heck, I don't even know if anybody's listening right now. Oh, wait a minute. There's questions. Maybe I can break it out. Show questions answered. What is the black line? The black line is the T line. I see the questions. Thank you very much. The black line is the T line. That's the exponential moving average. Thank you for that. Now I know where the questions are. I will leave you today with a link. This is on our website, but it's not out there for the public. I will leave you. This is something that was made for me by one of our coders. I'm going to bring it over in real time. This is what you see on the website. Anyway, I will leave that. I don't know where to put it, or I'd leave this link for you and let you have it. This is one of the major things I think in doubling your account is you have to know, well, what does it take to double your account? So what you do, oh, by the way, I better talk about this real quick. Now, I've been talking about a year, but I don't use a year. I use 210 days. The reason I use 210 days is, well, you can't trade 365 days a year to start with. You have weekends. You also have natural market holidays. You also have 6 days. You also have days you're going to take off, right? Snow days, whatnot. Mine work out to I have about 210 days to trade. So this calculator is based, this was made for me personally. So it's you know, the 210 days, that's what I asked for. That is unchangeable on this. Okay, well, what is not unchangeable is right here. So say you've got a $5,000 account. just change that to a 5, hit enter, and there, whoops, take away a 0 maybe. There we go. Hit enter. There it is right there. $119 a week is all you need to make profit. This is net profit because you're going to have losses. $476 a month or $23.80 a day. That doubles your money to $10,000 right there. So if you have a, let's turn this into a $25,000 account. There you go. $25,000 account, $595 a week is what you have to net, not a penny more. Not a single penny more do you have to net that. Don't worry about that. It was an amazing learning experience the first time I did this. Absolutely amazing learning experience. And at that time, I had already had 30 years of trading under my belt. But it was just an amazing learning experience. Follow your rules. Don't bite off more than you chew. That's something that you know, a lot of people think, or what happens to a lot of people. They try to, you know, you've got a $25,000 account, you want to turn it into a $50,000 account. How in the world do you get over there? You can't. That's too big. It's a monster. It's a Goliath. How do you get there? You don't. But if you break it down where all you've got to do is average $119 a day, or we'll call it $600 a week. That's all you have to do. No more, no less. Follow the rules. We're going to cover a lot of those today. We're going to cover some charting. They're coming up. And if you just stick with that and you stick with your rules, you will find, and this was the probably one of the greatest things that ever happened to me, is keep it steady. Don't overdo it. Just keep it steady, and then you end up making more and more and more and more, and you'll surpass that simple double. Okay. I don't even know where I am. Oops, we're in real time here. Let's go back over here. All right, this is going to be the last page. So again, I'll get you this link if you're interested in the full-blown workshop. That will be coming up on December 16th. But I'll get you that link for this if anyone is interested. And also, if you're in our database, you're going to get a copy of it. If you're a member, by the way, and you're listening, your price is only $97, not $247. Okay. All right. I'm going to move this out of the way. I think. There we go. And let's look at some charts, and we're going to talk about some of those charts. I'm going to get set up here. Just a second. Move this over right there. Get this out of my way. There we go. All right. So Sherry mentioned that you know, I'm going to talk about the 3/8 trap, talk about the pinball setup, and a rounded bottom breakout. Those are 3 of our flagship strategies, and we'll end up talking about a little bit more maybe, but I would like to cover those for sure and get you kind of going on that. So I want to talk about the 3/8 trap. The 3/8 trap is a entry strategy. That's all that is. And the 3/8 trap can be used in the rounded bottom breakout. It can be used in the pinball setup. It can be used in just it can be used in a flag setup, a pennant setup, any kind of setup you want. It's just an entry mechanism is all it is. The 3/8 trap is what that is I'm going to put this little line up here. I don't keep this up here anymore because I don't like the way it looks. It clutters my chart, and honestly, I don't need it. So the black line, that's the 8 exponential moving average, or the T line. 3/8 trap. Okay, there's your 8. This pink line is the 3 exponential moving average, hence the 3/8 trap. Okay. Now, one thing I do with my 3, let me show you something here. I use the high opposed to the last price. You can see how the last price, it kind of pushes price down there a little bit. I'm looking for the high because I want price in this area. I don't want to try to squeeze it in. I want it to be very much there. So I'll leave that up for a little while, but I will be taking that off because I think it just messes up a chart, okay? Number one thing in a chart, the number one is the trend. Never trade out of the trend. If you want success, trade the trend. If you want to be a bottom picker, be a bottom picker. Here's something I get all the time. Man, why don't we buy it right here, right? No, absolutely not. The only reason you see this chart that looks like buy it here and it goes up is because we are looking at a trending chart. And there are way too many charts where we get a nice bullish candle like this, okay? Nice belt hold, turns almost maybe engulfing here. That'll come up and poof, just crash. So picking the bottom is not a good answer. We want to buy the trend. And what we're looking for in a trend is a simple pullback. That's all. We want to buy, pull back. We want to buy, just like that. All right. So we want this to be trending. I use a couple of things to get a trend in there. The green dots are really big for me. Let's come over here. I showed you this chart. You see how we have these red dots? Anytime they're red, that is a no bullish trade, zero. I don't care what the bottom looks like down here. I don't care. It only looks good now because you see what it has done. If you didn't have the luxury of seeing all this, this is guesswork as all this is. Trade the trend, trade the pullbacks, trade the simple little chart patterns. Look for those. Most of the time, my winning trades, I don't know, 15, 20, 25, 30%. I did a 75% trade the other day and I felt guilty saying it. I almost never make a 75% a trade because I'm trading for my goals. So once I reach my goals, I'm always taking money out, okay? So there's the entry right in this area right here. And you can set targets up here. One way I set targets is, this is not a fib line, by the way. This is quadrant lines. It's the fib tool off TC2000, but I would rather use a quadrant line. And you see these three tight lines right in here. That's the 50% retracement. What price will do, price will move bullishly. If you get the bullish setup, price will try to reach that 50% area. You're likely to see a little consolidation, and then price will move higher. It'll bounce off that area, and that's what we're looking for. Here's one of those charts that we're looking at, is U, and you've got your nice 3/8 trap here. This is a rounded bottom breakout. It's at the very top of the rounded bottom breakout. The rounded bottom breakout is about the 50 period moving average and the 200 period moving average, basically trapping price. And I use moving averages an awful lot. Moving average, I draw very little trend lines. Why? When you have moving averages are trend lines. They just move. So why not use them? And I do. I take advantage of that. So what we're looking for is price to rocket move, bounce off the 50 period moving average and move to the 200 period moving average, which is a resistance line. And along the way, we're going to look for those pullbacks in here. And like I say, this one's at the very top of it. Once we get over that 50 period moving average, it's no more a rounded bottom breakout. It's not that, but now it just becomes a simple trending trade on here. And here, this is one right now. I have targets up here for about 35 bucks and then about 40 bucks on U. Okay. Let me go see if I can find a pinball setup, and we'll try to get through some of these. That here's where I'm going to get rid of that 3. Okay. I do not think we're all grown-ups here. We're all adults. We all have a brain. We can all think. We can all visually see. I do not think that you need that 3 EMA up there to tell you that it's a 3/8 trap. Bottom line is all you need is to be close to the T line. That's all you need to be. All right. Now, This is not an official 3/8 trap for me because 3/8 traps don't start from the bottom and move up. They've got to be moving up and move down. This, by the way, this trade right here is what kept me in the business of trading years ago. Years ago, I was a candlestick trader, which I still am today. I was a stochastic trader, which I am not today. I was a bottom picker years ago, which I am not today. It's not a good game. Well, but that's the way I was taught, and that's the way I traded, and that's the way I lost money. So what I had to do is figure out how can I make money, and that's where the T-line came out, and that's where the pinball system or setup came out. Remember, I was a bottom trader, so I lived down at the bottom. Well, what I found was once we had some momentum, back then I didn't even know what the word momentum was. But once we had some momentum, you get that faster moving average, the 3 crossing up, you get a good candle pattern like a morning star. And then that's when the 34 EMA came into play, and it's going to be about into here somewhere. And what I would do is I would trade, and this is back when I traded cheap charts, no option, just stock, but cheap charts like this $4.60 chart here. Well, you can have a pretty good move, impressive move, honestly. You know, if we get up, the 34 EMA is going to be right in here. A 15% move, that's nothing to sneeze over. That's a nice move. Well, that's the way I carved myself a trading career right there, this chart pattern. And I went from losing money to making money because of this chart pattern right here. And so that's the pinball setup, which is basically a chart in a major downtrend, majorly oversold. When we crossed back up over the T-line, back then the red dots weren't around. I wasn't using those. When we crossed up over the T-line with a good candle pattern, what I found is we'd run up to that 34 EMA. Now in the beginning, I wasn't smart enough to take my profits, and what would happen was price would do this right here. You know, price would get up there and I would make good money, and then the stupid thing would come back down. I wasn't smart enough to take my money off table. I didn't understand that. I didn't understand, hey, take profits into strength. I didn't understand that. So what would happen, it would come back down, and I'll be damned, I'd get out of it and the thing would come back up. Guess how it got the name the pinball setup? Right there. Because it was just like a pinball machine is what it would do. So I got smart one day, started taking profits off the table, and shazam, started making money. I could stay in the game of trading. 35 years later, here I am. This is a pinball setup. Let's go find a good rounded bottom breakout. Where did it go? There it is. Let's see what comp looks like. Okay, here's a JD Nordstrom's. Let's go look at Nordstrom's. See if this will work. There we go. I like Nordstrom's. All right, so let's take that 34 EMA off because I don't use it very much these days. So a rounded bottom breakout, again, is where you spread the 50 period moving average out and the 200 period moving average out right here. And what we're looking for is a chart that is beat down, very oversold, pinball setup. And then we come out of that pinball setup. It doesn't really have to be a pinball setup, but we're coming from the bottom. And see, we rally up. Now, you know, right here, it becomes a rounded bottom breakout, sort of, kind of. I want some momentum, so I want the black line and the green dots to also be over the 50 period moving average. Look, I'm not trying to chase the best price. I'm trying to chase a trend is what I'm trying to chase. So I would rather pay higher for it than pay lower for it. I want to pay low, but I want to pay low in a trend, all right? So here we pop up. That would be great to buy. I wouldn't buy that there. Pop up, and here it starts to pull back. It's still around a bottom breakout. All of a sudden now we get into that buy area. There's your 3/8 trap setting up. There's a 3/8 trap setting up, 3/8 trap setting up. Buy in here, and now, boom, here you are up 7%. Now I'm going to buy an option, okay? I can tell you that right now. If there's no option on it, I won't buy it. But if there's an option, I'm going to buy the option. And 7% in the stock, That's 15, 20% in the option, okay? Look, this is how you double your account. This is how you make your money. Oh yeah, let me say something here. I think I'm not trying to sell anybody on options. I'm really not. Options are extremely dangerous. And if you've never traded an option, the last thing I would do is run out Monday and start trading an option. If you're not successful at reading a chart, you need to stop trading options. If you trade options, go back to trading stock and only buy 1 or 2 shares till you get successful at a chart, or you're just going to lose your money. So you've got to be good at chart reading. Get good at that. And this whole setup that we're looking at with a 3/8 trap entry, it is just so simple and so helpful. It might get you down the road. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to be a buyer. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to meet my goal. So say you've got that $5,000 account, and say you've made $200 in this chart. Remember what all you needed, in 3 or 4 days. Well, all you needed was $24 a day, right? So why not take part of your money off the table, take half off the table here, meet your goal, let it work. Maybe your goal was met down here. Meet your goal. Your goal is to double your money. Your goal is not to maximize the trade. If somebody put a target up here and you thought that was the target, your job is not to go to there. Your job is to meet your goal, whatever your goal is. If your goal is to quadruple your money, okay, fine, good luck with that. Seriously, then do it. But you can't. I don't think you can do it by looking at this is the starting point and this is the ending point. You look at it at the bite-sized pieces, and that's how you grow your account, the bite-sized pieces, okay? And that's what I want to do here. And if this chart moves up and back and moves up and back, well, I'm going to take those bite-sized pieces off, and that's how we want to double our account. Anyway, I'm sorry, I got a little sidetracked here. Rounded bottom breakout, working out great. Nice candle here. I think we're looking good. So right now, assuming the market stays somewhat bullish next week, I think we're in a crazy time right now, but that's just me. Look, this could be a nice little chart. This is a chart I'm gonna put on my watch list. I'm gonna flag it right now and put this on my watch list, okay? So that's a rounded bottom breakout. What else did I think I've covered all those. Now, all right, let's look at some charts and let's have some fun here, okay? Let's take a look at Apple. So let's take a look at Apple here. So we're looking at Apple, and you never want to chase a chart. Say you like Apple, and say everybody and their brother is buying Apple. Don't chase it. Wait for the Apple to come to you. And I'm gonna talk as if everybody uses a 3/8 trap type entry, okay? So I'm gonna wait for that 3/8 trap entry. Here, I'm gonna put that 3 back up there to prove it. Is it a 3/8 trap entry? Well, we're at the very high of it. So if I did this, my stop, 3 minute, holy cow, that was a fast. Thanks, Sherry. That was as fast as 9 minute. Wow. So thank you very much. So I would rather wait till it's pushed back here. See how we are right there? That's what I would rather wait for. I want to buy as we're pulling back. Now, the Apple's breaking out. So what we want to look at is, do we want to buy a stock? I don't care if it's Apple. I don't care who it is. Do we really want to buy something where we have just 1 or 2% to the very top? So what I would rather do for a chart like this is let it go, give it up. Let it run up. Let it set up a new, I'm just going to put this up here, like a new base up here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to trade the same chart pattern right here, but we're going to trade it up here. That same chart pattern, rally, pull back, 3/8 trap, watch for the buy signal, rally, pull back, 3/8 trap, watch for the buy signal, and now let's trade. That's putting an advantage to you. That's giving you an advantage. You're waiting for the chart to come back to you. You're trading a chart that's in a trend. These are all advantages. Here's another thing before I run out of time. I want to go to this. This is probably my favorite chart of all time. It really is. No price, 3 moving averages, that's it. Okay. See the red dots and the green dots? I only want to trade long when the dots are green. I only want to trade short when the dots are red. So when we turn, okay, let's trade short. When we turn green, we trade long. And sometimes it's pretty, well, just batshit crazy kind of, you know. Sometimes you don't get big moves in there. That's the market. That's what happens. Sometimes you get moves like this right there. How sweet is that? Well, this is a chart. This is a chart you want to trade. Here's the SPY. You might want to trade the SPY too, okay? We want to match them up. So if you're going to trade long in say Apple, make sure the market is trading long as well. So let's say Apple, you want to trade long, but let's say the market is doing this. No, put everything in your favor. You know, the gentleman sharing before me, he talked about win rates and, you know, win-loss rates, and everybody likes a high win rate. If you're into a high win rate, you want to kill that, go against the market. If you want to kill that win rate, go against the market. If you want to lose money, go against the market. One thing I try to share with all members in the trading room is you don't have to trade every day. You don't have to. Wait for the market to come to you. Wait for the market to be your market, okay? Yes, you can double your money. A lot of people do it. And for those of you that's here that you're thinking that would only be pie in the sky, no, it is real, but you have to have a few rules. You just simply have to have a few rules that you can stick to, okay? And we'll share those. If I could have another hour, I would share everything with you. This was a fast hour. Let's look at another chart here till Sherry tells me I have 2 or 3 minutes left. I'm looking, when you see me looking up, what I'm looking at is I use a scanner to find all my trades, and so that's what I'm looking at. So here's Mara. I'm going to get rid of this. I don't like this up there. Okay, so here's Mara here. Look how Mara popped up. A little choppy through here. I wouldn't be a buyer here. See how it broke out? Well, nice candle here. We broke out. Look right there. Talking about a perfect 3-8 trap, perfect 3-8 trap, perfect 3-8 trap. So here's Mara. Mara got way up there. Now I think it needs to pull back a little bit before I'm a buyer, just a little bit, because I want to wait for the best opportunity. I love something called a T-line bounce. The T-line, of course, is that black line, and I love a T-line bounce. So I like when it goes up and comes back to the T-line. That's one of my absolute favorite trades. Let's see if I can find another one coming up. Let's see what ARC looks like. Look at ARC. There's a T-line bounce right here. So now let's take a look at ARC real quick, okay? Look at the trend. All right, look at that trend. Let's look at the impossible entry points based on the 3-8 trap. Right through here, maybe. 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 Right? That's what we're looking for. It is so simple. Don't overcomplicate it. The things I'm going to look at is what we see right here. I'm going to make sure the broad market is bullish. This T2123. This is a TC2000 tool. All it is breadth. That's all it is. And it's just showing the broad market. Does the broad market have momentum is what that is. That's all it is. So as long as the broad market has momentum, as long as the SPY, because the SPY is my market followed by the Qs or the FANG stocks, they kind of all lump together for me. As long as we're bullish here and we're bullish here, then I want to be bullish on a trade is what I want to do. Coin was pretty nice today. Look at coin. So coin might be, and no, coin might be a little high, but the setup is there. There we are, 3/8 trap. There's a nice little hammer, a 3/8 trap, 3/8 trap. These are nice little 3/8 trap setups right there. Really, really simple. Trend, the broader market being bullish. Don't trade when the market is down. There's not much more to it than that. There really is not. Now what you need to know is what are your goals? That's very important. Here, let me bring this back down. What are your goals? Right there. You know, well, I don't know what your account size is. You can enter your account size here. You can, and then you can find out what it is to double it. That's your goal per week. Your goal is not to make $1,000 a week. Your goal is to make $595 a week. That's it. Once you make that, you can play some games, but be careful when you start playing games, you're going to start losing money. I see this all the time, all the time. Start small, scale big. You know, start small, get it down pat, and then you can start scaling to bigger numbers. So anyway, I'm probably up on my time. I would like to invite everybody to that webinar. It is a workshop. It will be coming up Saturday, December 16th. It's at 11 a.m. It will be fully recorded and you'll have a total recording of it. It is $247. If you're a member, it's $97. If you go to our website, become a member, you'll figure out really quickly that it's cheaper to become a member and pay the member price of $97. But that's up to you on how you want to handle that. But it will be a full-fledged class